Hi, I'm Lorelei Day. Today we are here with outgoing District 4 City Council Representative Lucy Gonzales. Thanks for being here with us, Lucy.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course, and thank you for your 10 years of service on City Council.
Yes, it's been a while.
That's impressive. It's very impressive. So, 10 years, wow. Mm-hmm. What made you go back to the beginning? What made you want to be on City Council?
Well, that was the furthest thing from my mind. That was not in my plan. But in 2011, I retired from the Texas Department of Criminal Justice Parole Division after 26 and a half years. And so, and I was young back then. And I was like, surely there's something else I can do, but I didn't know what. And so I prayed and was asking the Lord, what do I do next? And it was like, those days turn into weeks, and the weeks turn into months, and the months turn into years. So in 2014, I heard that there was going to be an opening for single member District 4 and on the City Council. And I was like, no, that's not what I'm supposed to do. And so I kind of was talking myself out of it. Well, then God put it in my heart. This is something that I think you should do. And so I said, okay, I'll do it. But I was very afraid to do it. I was like, I don't know anything about government. I mean, without knowing that I actually had a skill of working with people, because I did in parole, and without knowing that I had developed a decision-making skill, because in my parole hearings, I had to gather the information, I had to present it, and then we would get the information that I had put in and the information that the lawyer put in, and then we would make it. My decision was, does this person need to go back or not? So it was like, I had that skills, and I knew that I could implement it on the council. So that was rewarding for me to know this. So when I decided to run, it was in 2015, and back then it was 2-year service, so 2-year term. So therefore, I was like, oh, I'll try it out, I'll do it. So going forward, I was like, I kind of like this. So when the 2-year term was up, the charter was changed to 4-year terms. And then I was like, yes, I think I like this. I want to be part of the decision making. I want to be part of the projects that we started, without knowing that what I had learned in the 2 years were that city projects take a long time. And so to see them come to fruition. So I was like, I'll stay. I'll run again. And if I make it, great. If I don't, that's okay. And then when I won, I had 4 more years. And that was very exciting for me. I was like, I'm enjoying it. So therefore, when it was 2021, I was like, well, I might as well finish because there's only 4 more years. And so, but again, it was that passion that I had developed towards serving these people of the community. It was like I was putting my time to good use. So I ran, and now I look back and I think 10 years, and this was a journey that I didn't even want to take to begin with. So I'm thankful that I did. I am very appreciative of the support that I have received throughout the years, and I just can tell you that there's no words for how much of how I feel when I think of the service that I have been able to provide.
Servant's heart.
Yes, ma'am. I would hope so.
Yes, you have to have it, and
yes,
you've got it. So tell us just a little bit about what your time has been like over your term.
Well, like I said, when I started in 2015, that was the time that the citizens were pretty upset about our streets. So that was one of the main projects that we had to get started and rolling. So back in 2015, we started this. We had a project that was going to start, and it was an $80 million budget with 10 years. And so we would be spending $16 million every other year. $4 million of it would be going into seal coating. So we had hired a company to come do a work study in 2015 on the roads. And a lot of people would say, why are y'all spending money on that? Without knowing that in order for us to realize what kind of infrastructure there was underneath these roads, because there was a lot of them that we needed, not only did we need to replace the water mains and the sewer mains. So we knew that was going to need to happen, but we just did not realize the big impact that there was. And so we started with a list that we were given, and right at the top was MLK. There was Bell Street, and these were the big roads, College Hills, all these other streets. And then, so we started working on those, and we've accomplished a lot of it. But as you can see, there's still a lot of road construction going on all over town. I mean, it's like every day, if they finish one, they go to the other side of town and start another one. So this program is working, and it's going to continue, because we do listen to what the constituents need or want. The other thing was water. We needed to make sure that we had water for our community, sustainable water. So when I came on, they had just purchased the Ford Ranch. And so the Hickory Aquifer has been working for us all these years. We are currently went from 14 wells to 20 wells, and where we're getting to the point that we're going to be able to not only, we're going from 8 million gallons a day to 12 million gallons a day. So that's an improvement in itself as well, because we also, like I said, we need water, and that is a very precious commodity. So the city will continue to do that. We'll continue to look for sources for water. The other one is the economic development. We've had in the last 10 years, we've had a lot of businesses come in. The one that was the industrial park just kind of blew up. The latest one has been Amazon facility. We also have the Frito-Lay. We have FedEx. We have the SMC Global. We've got a lot of companies that have started there. Those are going to continue to expand. So it's going to be interesting to see what develops. But we also want to make sure that we keep our roads intact, that we keep our water source, because that's what's going to bring in industry. The industry are the companies that we need. So I've been able to be part of that. I've been able to be part of the decision making in these projects, and that again is also rewarding. So that's been actually some of the time, the whole time that I've been on the council, part of it. But yeah.
Rewarding to see things come to fruition.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, you mentioned that you've learned that city projects are not, they don't happen overnight. And,
exactly.
And many people don't realize there's so much that goes into them. But can you talk about anything else you've learned about city services, or even just council, government in general?
Well, the other things that I have learned is having the interaction with the community, with the people, listening to what they want, to what they need, to what is reasonable. Let them know, inform them of what we can and cannot do, where the funding comes from, how we need the funding in order to get these projects done, and how the money is set aside for certain projects. Because a lot of people will say, well, you're doing this over here, but you haven't done anything, without knowing that this was assigned for that one project. Our federal grants were only for a certain project. So therefore, that is something that also is that we continue to inform the community of what is going on and be transparent to what is out there.
Well, that's something I've noticed is that you have many constituents who turn to you, I think, whenever they're needing questions answered or they just want to be heard.
Yes,
so
ma'am.
I've noticed.
That's another thing that I've learned is that a lot of times these people, on the phone calls that I would get, and I would return the call, they want to be heard and say, listen to my problem. And at the end, some of those I could come up with solutions. Some of those I would say, I'll find out. Some of those I'm going, no, we can't. That really isn't. And explain to them why we couldn't get it done. And they would be okay. They just want to know that the people that they voted for are actually listening to what they want and need.
Yes, absolutely. Well, again, kudos. You have done a great job with that.
Thank you.
So many projects have occurred under your time on council during that 10 years. What are some of the ones that you were just so proud to be part of?
My biggest accomplishment, and like I said, I've said this in every interview that I've had, is the Ricks Drive Sidewalk Project. And this project was something that I didn't even realize later on in life that I would be part of, because it's the project that, it's the sidewalk that is part of the safety route to school and project, and it's from the Producers Park to Holloman Elementary and on down to Gordon Street. So whenever, before it started, it's been about around 40 years, and I would see the children walking to and from school in the path that was just caliche. And over I would ask myself, why doesn't somebody put in a sidewalk? And of course, the years went by, and I always thought somebody should do it, without realizing that one day I would be the one that would be part of putting in the sidewalk. And so it was exciting when it started to come to reality, and they started in June of 2024. And I was right there when they started, and I was so excited, just the fact to see the city trucks there, the workers there. It was exciting. And right now we finished from Holloman to Gregory, and right now that's been completed. And then now we have from Gregory all the way down to Gordon, and the guys are finishing up. I think they have maybe 4 or 5 more blocks, and then we're done. But that was a big accomplishment for the city, for the residents. And then to see the children being able to go to school and not be all muddy, coming back, going. But of course, kids, they love to do the little splash in the mud and stuff, so they probably missed that. But I was able to see with my own eyes what a benefit that was for the children, for the neighborhood residents that will walk their dogs, that will take their babies in the strollers and take them for a walk, for people that want to jog. It has just turned out to be a very big asset to that neighborhood.
Absolutely. And the added safety, gosh, I think that I probably would have teared up if I was watching the first pouring of concrete.
I was so excited. And Larry would be very excited to know that we have the little ADA ramps cut out in every block. So
that's great.
It's an accomplishment.
That's great. Moving forward.
Yes, ma'am.
So what would you say to someone thinking of running for city government, whether that's might be a board or city council whenever the next spot opens up?
I think my advice for someone who's thinking of running is that if you've had a thought of running, don't talk yourself out of it. Just don't. Just realize, have faith and do it. If you have time and you don't know what to do with it, like I said, time is our biggest gift that we can give to the people of this community. When you ask yourself, what can I do to make this community better for my children, for my grandchildren? Perfect opportunity to do it. Whenever you see something that you think in your district or around town and think, this needs fixing, this needs replacing, this needs a new outlook towards this part of town or whichever, those are the times that you should really take time to say, maybe I will run in my district. And like I said, there's nothing more rewarding than knowing that you've done not something for your community, but you've actually helped a lot of people in the community. So that would be my advice.
Okay. All right. So in closing, what, after 10 years, we keep saying it because it's incredible, but what would you say your lasting memory would be?
My lasting memory will be of the wonderful people that I have come in contact with. Not only my fellow council members and the mayor, or the city staff, or the constituents, all these people, I've developed friendships that I am so grateful to have, and I would have never had them had I not been involved. So that is one of my lasting memories of, I met these people, I have a friendship with them, and hopefully an ongoing relationship. So in closing, I just want to say thank you to my constituents in Single Member District 4 for trusting me, for letting me represent them for the last 10 years. I'm grateful. I feel so honored and privileged to have been able to do this. So thank you, Single Member District 4.
Well, thank you, Lucy, for your time, for your service. It's been wonderful watching you up there. You've been here since before I began, so I have not known a time without you here.
I'm telling you, it's like I said, before we know it, time flies, and like I told you earlier, I've seen your babies, Brian's babies being born, and now 10 years old, and I'm going, wow. So it's been exciting. It's been interesting. It's been educational. It's been one of those things that I never dreamed in a million years that I would have been able or to take this journey. So I'm very grateful.
You had a call and you answered.
I guess you could say that, and I have to see what happens next.
Yes. Well, thank you again. I appreciate it. I appreciate your time during the 10 years and here today.
Thank you.
All right. For the City of San Angelo, I'm Lorelei Day.